Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good afternoon. I'm Don Brennan in for Scott Dennis today. Thank you for joining us. Now, our first story and topping our news at noon here. One person is shot in a road rage incident and recovering in the hospital as we speak. It happened this morning in Northport. It seems all parties involved are reportedly accounted for, but we're going to go out to ABC 7's Rick Adams now, who joins us live with more on this incident and how it led to gunfire. Rick?
Yeah, Don, details continue to emerge with the shooting. It happened right back there at the intersection of River Road and US 41. We're being told it involves two vehicles. Someone from one of the vehicles shot a man from the other vehicle following some sort of argument.
That's right. At about 7:14 this morning, our Public Safety Communications Center received a call regarding a shooting that happened right here in the northbound lane of River Road, turning left onto US 41. When deputies arrived, and they arrived within 1 minute, we actually got here at 7:15. They located three kind of involved parties, one of which was shot. That individual was transported to the hospital, where he remains currently in stable condition.
And investigators are still trying to figure out exactly what happened back here, and we'll definitely have more details for you coming up at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting live from Northport, I'm Rick Adams. Don, back to you.
Thank you, Rick. Serious situation out there. And in other news, millions are involved in severe weather this weekend as winter storm making its trek across the country. Dozens of schools, government offices, and businesses are closed throughout the southern plain states as snow pounds the areas. In Oklahoma, forecasters are expecting 2 to 4 inches, and parts of Texas can get as much as 7. Meanwhile, the state of Alabama and state of Georgia are in emergency mode. Officials there are prepping for the worst already, saying it's better to be over-prepared than not prepared at all.
I would much rather have people on Twitter and Facebook and in the social space saying we're overreacting than to have 1 million people stuck in traffic.
Now, officials in Georgia say their goal is to prevent a repeat of that nightmare 3 years ago when an ice storm shut down the metro area. Kids in school had to stay overnight several nights. Storms expected to last throughout the weekend. As you can imagine, the storm affecting hundreds of flights now. Many are getting delayed or canceled, including some right here on the Suncoast. ABC 7's Jacqueline Matter was at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport this morning and joins us now with more of what's going on. Jacqueline?
Yeah, Don, this morning alone, at least 3 different delays were issued for travelers at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport heading across the south as folks brace for wintry weather. Those delays beginning mostly up north towards New York's JFK Airport and Boston, as well as Atlanta. But with snow expected in parts of the Carolinas as well, SRQ is warning passengers to be prepared for delays.
The 2 major hubs that we have service to in Atlanta and Charlotte, which are our number 1 and number 2 hub flying that we have, could see some very bad weather. And given they're more southern cities, they're not as proficient.
It's going to be an adventure, and hopefully it's not too long of a day.
Now, Piccolo urges any passengers who are delayed to be patient while waiting on their flights. He also urges travelers to utilize many of those apps used by airlines to keep up to date with the very latest information on their flight status. Don, back to you.
Thank you, Jacqueline. And joining me right now is the winter warlock himself, John Scalzi.
I would also add that if you're traveling, download a couple movies.
It's a good time to, scratch some movies off your list,
your
watch
major
list.
delays. Hey, we had some issues around here this morning, too. We had some dense fog out there. It was really thick in places. Dense fog advisory was issued, and then it was extended when the fog just kind of hung tough in there. This is from our 10th Street boat ramp in downtown Sarasota, and the fog really, at some points, led to zero visibility. It kind of ebbed and flowed and dissipated in some places, built in other places, and that's how fog does. Down around Charlotte County, it hung in even a little bit longer, and by 11 o'clock, there was still some fog around down there. So the good news is that a lot of that fog has given way to some very pleasant conditions, some Nice video there, shot by Sammy, our videographer. Appreciate that. Lots of blue sky leading to a very pleasant afternoon. No rain in the forecast this afternoon. We do have gathering clouds back to the west. Look at those big storms brewing around the Louisiana Delta region into the panhandle of the state. That's a cold front, promising to change our weather dramatically, but not this afternoon. Expect to see a lot of sunshine with only the slightest chance of a later day shower. The better chances come overnight. We'll be talking about that in a few minutes, Don.
All right, thank you, John. Now, a case against a Bradenton man accused of killing his 22-month-old stepson was heard in court today. An arraignment hearing was held for 25-year-old Montez McNeil. He did not appear this morning. He faces charges for aggravated child abuse and murder in second degree for the death of Ethan Thompson, excuse me. Thompson died this past November at Manatee Memorial Hospital after he was found unresponsive at his home. An autopsy later revealed he had injuries consistent with child abuse, and the boy's mother later admitted that McNeil had been abusive to all 6 of her children. And in Charlotte County, a pharmacist is behind bars for allegedly stealing from the pharmacy where he worked. Charlotte County deputies arrested 38-year-old Jayton Kumar Patel. Now, deputies say they received a call about an employee theft at the Kmart in Port Charlotte. Managers there had arranged a meeting with Patel after finding over 7,400 oxycodone pills unaccounted for. He later told deputies that one of his customers needed the pills and the customer would sell them for extra money. Patel is charged with 3 counts of grand theft and dealing in stolen property. He worked at the only Kmart in the South County area, which will be closing later this month. And happening today, police officers in Sarasota County are inviting everyone to join them for a virtual ride. Officers out on patrol tonight will be logged into Twitter for the Tweet from the Beat. They'll share texts, videos, and photos. Followers will also be able to ask officers questions about their duties while they are working. It starts at 6 o'clock tonight, and officers will be tweeting until 2:30 tomorrow morning. To participate, all you have to do is follow the department's Twitter page at Sarasota PD. And ABC 7 business commentator Jeff Stern joining us now. Jeff, Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you, sir. Happy 17 to you as well.
Yes, indeed. Now, well, speaking of 2017, how's the first week going in trading of the new year?
Don, it's been positive for all the indices. The Dow's up about 3/4 point, only had a down day yesterday, while the S&P's up almost 1.5% so far. Down day yesterday, NASDAQ leading the way, about 1.95 before today's trading. No down days so far for the year, so pretty positive. Again, a lot of people say, hey, whatever January does, that's what the whole year will do. But wait a minute, let's not forget about last year. January was not good. February wasn't good, and all of a sudden we had a good rally at the end of the year. So we're not putting too much emphasis on how the first week is doing, but we'll keep our eyes on it for sure. Let's see how we're currently trading. The futures were down, but right now up. 19,927, we're up 28 points, almost 1/4% for the Dow. NASDAQ 5,513, up 25 points, 0.5% leading again, while the S&P 2,273, up 4 points, almost that 1/4%.
Now, Jeff, the final job report under the Obama administration, how were the final employment numbers for 2016?
That's one of the reasons why the futures changed. They came in at 156,000 for December. That's about 20,000 less than expected. Although it's 2 million for the full year. Way to go, America. You're working. Unemployment raised a little bit to 4.7, just from 4.6, but still under that 5% mark that we look for. Wages grew, which was the big news, 2.9% in December. That's the best we've seen since 2009. So as far as Obama, 11 million jobs he's created under his realm. To put that in perspective, Ronald Reagan had 15.9 million, while Bill Clinton led the way, 22.9 million. The good news is it all looks strong for Obama, and unemployment's at a low level, which is good. Wages are growing, so we'll have to see what happens with the new chair as far as Donald Trump in there.
All right, thanks a lot, Jeff. As always, have a great weekend.
You do the same, Don.
All right, now Sarasota County is looking to get ahead of the electric car craze with a new program. The county is launching a program called Charge Up. It's expected to boost the number of charging stations across the county. You're looking at a picture of one that's outside Selby Public Library in downtown Sarasota. The program will also cut the cost of buying and installing new stations. It's a move that officials say will make it easier and more affordable for businesses to add them for public use. Now, Sarasota is currently the second county in the state with the most electric vehicles. 2 public workshops will be held later this month to learn more about the charging stations and the program. The first one is January 24th. The other is a webinar the following week. Time now to check in for lunch with ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. And Judy is out today at Libby's Cafe and Bar in Sarasota off of Hillview. Judy, how's it going out there today?
Man, did Scalzi nail the weather today. It is gorgeous out here. One of my favorite spots to dine al fresco. And the reason why I picked Libby's today is because we're going to be talking to Adam from El Bar, and that is their boutique their little bar that they have that's really a cool speakeasy. And tonight is First Friday, and many of you may not realize there's all sorts of special things that are going to be happening there and unique cocktails and small bites later on this evening. So you're going to get to talk to Adam about that. We're also going to talk to Chef Fran. Chef Fran was the opening chef for Libby's, and I'm so glad he's back. And he brings his playful whims with a great culinary twist and style. So stay with me throughout the hour. We're right here at Libby's Cafe and El Bar. I'll see you in a few minutes.
9 with a K right now.
Do these super fans know these superstars better than they know themselves?
I don't know whose dog that is.
How to lose a guy in 10 days.
Big Fan. The fun and games begin Monday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
For over 7 generations, our commitment has been and always will be to your family. The Wild Automotive family. Shop wildcars.com.
Here's what's coming up tonight on ABC7. Today at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News.
How your weight could affect your child's mental development in Health Smart.
Today at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
On the Suncoast.
And across America. Across America, the news you care about
is on your Suncoast News at 5.
And ABC World News Tonight at 6:30.
People you trust. Scott Dennis, Haley, David Mew.
First, the Suncoast.
And then the world.
Thrillers, chillers, and killers fill the air at the Powell Crosley estate. And it's your time to see the crime. Will you be able to solve whodunit by finding the clues amongst the thrillers, chillers, and killers at the Crosley? Select times and dates January 17th to the 29th. Tickets available at Ticketmaster or our box office. Solve the crime before it's lights out at the Powell Crosley estate.
Wi-Fi that doesn't work for everyone doesn't work for anyone. Do you have a lot of devices in your home?
Phones, tablets.
How does the Wi-Fi handle all your devices?
Everything just slows down.
We're gonna do a little internet stress test. A bunch of your extended family has just come over. 7 devices using the same network.
Very smooth.
No buffering, no slowing down.
Who do you think delivers Wi-Fi like this?
I'm gonna guess Xfinity.
It's Xfinity. Who else wants to jump on the Wi-Fi? Anybody else?
Xfinity delivers in-home Wi-Fi speeds faster than Frontier. Get started with Xfinity Internet from Comcast. Click, call, or visit a store today.
What do you get when you check out at Save-A-Lot? Well, you'll love the quality of our fresh produce and our meat.
Company has investigators on the case right now. So should you. Time is of the essence. Evidence disappears. We have a crash team that can be on scene within hours. There are lawyers in our firm that only handle semi-truck cases. They eat it, breathe it, sleep it. All cases are not the same. Don't wait. Let's get started today. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Nosy neighbor with a keen sense of smell. Glad bag full of trash. What happens next? Nothing. Only Glad has Febreze to neutralize odors for 5 days, guaranteed. Even the most perceptive noses won't notice the trash. Be happy, it's Glad.
Air Now today for heating and cooling repair and replacement service today, or it's free.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a Bradenton man due in court today for his involvement in the death of a toddler in Bradenton. What charges he now faces.
Plus, running red lights, you may be guilty of it, but we'll show you just who decides whether or not you'll be fined.
In Sarasota, police officers stepping up to help a teen going through a rough time. We'll show you what they did to start his year on a high note.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.